Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy, terrific Tuesday. Tuesday morning, bright and early. Here I am. This is Coach Andre Fullwood, Master Mindset Coach. And thank you for tuning in to Sound Mind. This is the broadcast I come in every Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. on dealing with different topics that help us break free. Break free of areas in our minds where we may be stuck. Areas of your mind where there's not sound. And then on Fridays, I do what I call Free Me Fridays. I'm going to give you something that's super positive, super uplifting, super challenging for you to do over the weekend to be free, to be mentally free. So, I don't know what your Monday through Thursday may be like, but come Friday, I'm going to give you something. So that's why I call it Free Me Fridays. Free Me Fridays. But I'm going to get right into it. I said we, but I'm going to get right into this. So whatever you miss, you're going to have to catch the replay. All right. So this morning, I'm talking about overcoming self-defeated behavior. Overcoming self-defeated behavior. So what is sabotage? What is self-sabotage? Do you believe that you have sabotaged some things in your life? I'm sure I have. Probably no doubt. Probably no doubt that I have. I'm sure within these almost 59 years, I'm sure I've messed up quite a few things. And some on purpose, now that I'm thinking about it. Yeah, we can mess up a good thing. We really can. We can really mess up a good thing. Sometimes it's just for lack of maturity. Sometimes it can come from our own issues that we don't even know. We don't even know why we did what we did, said what we said. A lot of times we don't know. So we're going to get into this. So have you ever found yourself working toward an important goal to spectacularly fail because you did something stupid? Because we did something stupid. You was working toward a goal and it didn't work because we did something dumb. Yeah. Or maybe you feel stressed and anxious when you're trying to achieve something important. This in turn might make you feel more and more frustrated. And because of the frustration, you became discouraged and angry with yourself. And then these feelings have trapped you. It has trapped me and kept me and you from doing what we needed to do. Have you been there? Have you been there? Yeah. So what are the signs? What are the signs of self-sabotage? And if you missed yesterday, I want you to go back and catch the broadcast yesterday, the broadcast on overcoming fear of failure. Because one of them, hey, Kathy, long time no see. One of the things, many of us have a fear of success. So we're starting and we're stopping. We're starting and we're stopping. We'll do that. But self-sabotage erodes your self-confidence and your self-esteem. Yeah. It also affects your relationships with others. Thank you for sharing. It does. With every failed attempt to do the thing you want, You prove to yourself that you can't or shouldn't do it. It's almost being hypocritical of yourself, hypocritical of yourself. You're so critical on yourself that you talk yourself out of doing what you want to do. Hmm. Hmm. But whatever these behaviors are, that you have, that I may still have, it's essential that we overcome them if we are to make our life more successful in our career. Hmm. Why? What causes us to change our mind in the midst of starting something that we desire? Do you know? Where does that self-defeatedness come from? Hmm. Who are you allowing to whisper things in your ear that eventually convinced you to stop? Was it yourself? Is it others? Maybe it's a history of things that's been unfortunately programmed in your mind that you'll never amount to anything. So as you're fighting that to achieve something that you know that you can do, the whispers of the past keep haunting you. And because you won't talk back to it, they end up and overcome what you want to do. So what is self sabotage? It is the act of destroying or undermining something, often in a covert manner. Usually it implies direct or deliberate involvement on the part of the saboteur. That's why the word is most commonly used in relation to spying or in business situations where an insider is causing the damage, right? Um, Somebody, you know, has some information from the inside. And so they leak it out. They do something to disrupt what's going on. They're undermining something. So when we put self in front of that, what is it that we're doing to destroy or undermine the very thing we desire to do? Hmm. So this term is used when the destructive behavior is directed at yourself. That's why the word self. And in the beginning, we may not notice it, may not notice what you're doing. But when negative habits consistently undermine your efforts, they can be considered a form of psychological self-harm. And a lot of times we may not realize that somebody else is doing it to themselves, but when we see them constantly destroying and undermining the things that they want to do, hello, self-sabotage. What is the signs? What are the signs of this self-defeating behavior? Hmm. Please like, please share, appreciate it. So these destructive behaviors can come in many different ways, and they can be unique to each person. But I'm going to give you some common recurring examples here. Say like you might forget a deadline or fail to prepare for a presentation properly. Perhaps you're consistently late to work. You may procrastinate repeatedly putting off something that you need to do, even though you know you need to finish it. You keep putting it off. They sound very simple, right? It's not complicated, but these are self-defeating behaviors. Why would you not prepare for a presentation? You know, I minister the word of God every Sunday. Why would I not prepare? I know all week. If I'm not teaching, then my wife is teaching. But why would I not prepare? Why would I undermine what I need to do? Psychology, I know I have homework. I'm looking at when the homework is due, looking at how much homework I have to do. So why would I even undermine putting it aside or procrastinating, and then it's deadline? The deadline is approaching now. All this anxiety of how much I have to do and how much I have to read and take the quizzes and all these other things. Self-sabotage. But maybe say like the start of the project, maybe you start the projects but never finish them, or you feel unable to proceed. And even when you present it with an excellent, exciting opportunity, or you may dream of doing something of great personal significance, but never get around to doing anything about it. That's self-sabotage. It's a self-defeating behavior. And what you'll find out is that only thing you're doing is you're talking about what you want to do. You're talking about where you want to go. You're talking about what you want to achieve. And what's going to happen is year after year, you're going to be in this repeated cycle of what you want to do, what you plan on doing, but you're actually not doing anything. And this behavior is often driven by negative self-talk, where you're telling yourself that you're inadequate or unworthy of success. So you talk yourself out of doing something that you have a very strong desire to do, and really that you know you're capable of doing, but you end up and talk yourself right out of it. So you're finding yourself thinking things like, you can't do that. You don't deserve that. If you try, you probably just fail anyway. That is a self-defeating behavior. Self-sabotage. That is self-sabotage. See, we have likely all experienced behaviors like this at some point, but some of us are more prone than others to self-sabotage, and it can be difficult to admit that we're actually doing it. I think one of the hardest things that we have to accept or have a problem accepting is those who are close to us, who see our behavior every day, and then have that person address our behavior. That critical, that constructive criticism. That's hard for us to accept. Go to my YouTube page, Sound Mind Coaching. Go to my YouTube. YouTube. Go to YouTube and subscribe. Go to YouTube and subscribe. Amen. So don't ignore or underestimate the signs. Self-sabotage can reinforce a misplaced sense of worthlessness. and provide justification for negative thoughts that have no bias, that have no basis in reality. Self-sabotage, this self-destructing behavior, can reinforce a misplaced sense of worthlessness and provide a justification for negative thoughts that have no basis in reality. Hmm. Hmm. Where is this? How did this pessimistic view of what you can't do come to play? Good morning, woman of God, Sister Beverly. Where did it come from? Hmm? Who said you can't do it? Why do you believe you can't do it? Why do you start something and not finish it? Why does it? Have you noticed that it's a cycle? Hmm. Why do we wait to the last minute when there's pressure for us to get something done, which creates stress and anxiety and worry? When we've actually had plenty of time to do it. It's self-destructing. It's self-defeating. Self-sabotage. Now watch this. One of the key reasons people self-sabotage is a lack of self-esteem. And this can have many different causes, but the effects are the same. Feelings of worthlessness or incompetence, the belief that you don't deserve success. Going back to the fear of failure yesterday, some of it is because people have a fear of success. They want success, don't know what success looks like. They talk themselves out feeling like, well, you're not worthy. I'm not worthy. I'm not good enough to be successful. You can even have self-hatred, where a lot of people don't even like themselves. They don't even like life. You ever say good morning to somebody and say, what's so good about it? You're like, really? Really? You could be in ICU and your life on the line. And you can't say good morning? You don't know what's good about today? There are people like that. What's so hard to saying good morning to somebody when they said good morning to you first? I laugh. I laugh when I speak to people and they don't speak back. I'm copping attitude. I don't get mad. I laugh because there's something wrong with you. Something wrong with them. Some people self-sabotage because it makes them feel in control of their own situation. Those, people who like to be in control, stay in control, so they direct the narrative. In other words, they don't like the unknown. And because they have this disposition of negativity in their life, they control it. They give up. They quit. Well, this is just my life. This is just my life. This is just the way it is. Do you not have control of your life? By sabotaging and then rescuing a situation, they might receive a short boost to their own self-confidence. It may even feel temporarily thrilling. However, these rewards turn out to be destructive in the long term. What do I mean? Self sabotage sets you up to fail in a number of ways. First, it reinforces negative behavior that eats away at your potential of success. In this way, you may constantly find yourself falling short of the goals you set for yourself. Yeah. It can also damage your reputation. If you don't do what you say you're going to do, there's a risk, a real risk. Say your boss, your colleagues, your family members could come to see you as unreliable, uncommitted, lazy, lacking drive. This is what self sabotage can do to you. And this is how people can see you. And it can be a realistic perception to others because you have a pattern of doing this. You have a pattern of being late. You have a pattern of not being responsible, accountable. You have a pattern that your word has no weight, has no weight at all. You have a pattern of this. You have a pattern. You have such a pattern of not being able to be counted on that they have a backup person to do it because they know you may not come through. That's ugly. They know you have a disruptive behavior. And they know you have no drive. Everybody has a different drive. Everybody's driven differently. Some more, some less, based upon who the individual is. Some people may say, hey, slow down, you're doing too much. And the other person can say, you ain't doing enough. All depends on who you're talking to. The go-getters have been up probably 2 or 3 hours ago. They've already started their day. They've already worked on their business. They already spent time before God or in meditation or whatever. They've already started while we were yet sleeping. People who self-sabotage might also have a passive-aggressive behavior and have trouble managing anger. See, these tendencies damage relationships with friends and families and coworkers. Yeah. Such failures and disappointments create further feelings of guilt and frustration. And over time, watch this, over time, this can build up into shame, which feeds low self-esteem. See, all these things that I'm talking about is self-defeating. Self-defeating. A person's character is what's the word I want to use? Is perceived by his history of action. How can we defeat? How can we defeat? Let me get to this. How can we defeat this self-defeating, this self-sabotaging behavior? One, we need to replace it with self-confidence. This is how we do it. Recognize, number one, we got to recognize I have a problem. So we have to recognize our self-sabotaging behaviors. Do you procrastinate? Yeah, I had that issue. It's much better. Still working on it. How? How do I work on it? The easiest way that I found to work on it is that instead of when it comes to my mind saying, okay, I'll do it later, I just do it now. I force myself to break out of that. I'll do it later. Okay. Now, if it's something where I have to do some reading and I have to focus and concentrate based on what I've been doing previously, then I know physically I'm tired. If I'm tired, I'm not going to comprehend much. So then I know I need to lay down, get my little nap, my over 50 nap. And then I get up and then my mind is rested. And actually, according to psychology, it's good for your brain. It's even good for your brain to really sleep before you take a test. Make sure you get enough rest before you take a test. Think about goals. Think about goals that you had for a long time, but you've never accomplished them. Are there particular areas where you're putting off making a decision? Are you suffering from a lack of motivation, even for important things? Just the thought of doing something and thinking about the effort that you have to do it will cause you to change your mind. It's being lazy. How much time? I've this thing about time has really been on me, if you will, because we don't get time back. When you know that you have things you want to accomplish in that day, and you don't take advantage of the gift of life, time, for that day, then you're going to try to roll these things over and then, well, I'll do it tomorrow. Now you're just overloading your plate. Because who actually said you're going to do it tomorrow if you didn't do it today? Then it rolls over to another day and another day and another day. And now we're looking at it and it's overwhelming us. And now we're begging for help when you could have just did a little bit at a time, could have took small steps in accomplishing what you needed to do. You look on your checklist. I'm looking at this big piece of paper here, looking on the checklist, and what are you doing? There's one up here I got to mark off. So what are we doing? See, I focus. If I'm going to teach the tools, I got to use the tools myself. And I can tell you when I fall short of them. So the tools that I give daily, weekly, is so that we can become more productive and more successful and have a healthier mindset. Are you suffering from motivation? Even for the most important things. And so this is what happens. Instead of doing them, you keep talking about them. You keep talking about it, keep talking about it. We're so tech savvy now. And we constantly either have our phone next to us, like a cup of coffee or my bougie drinks, or we're on the computer. And so most of the time, the things we need to do is right within a couple of inches. And we'll do everything but that. Self-sabotage. You're undermining what you need to do. And you, like I said, you put it off, you put it off. Now you're overwhelmed. I think I done woke up. Now you're overwhelmed. Now you want people to help you. But the reality is because of the laziness We created this. Now you have to mentally geek yourself up, do rah rah, shish boom bomb. You got to do all this stuff now because you see the workload has increased. It could be the very simple things, and we put it off. It could be the very simple things that say, I'm gonna use me. It could be simple things that I could have did, but I want to put it off on somebody else. And I have a phone just like you have a phone. I have a computer just like you have a computer. Now, if it's something that I'm not, I'm not good at doing, is one thing. But for the most part, what I don't do, then I can hire somebody to do. But for instance, if I know someone's, I know if somebody, they need something, I'm like, hey, I'm doing these things here. I need you to do me a favor. Can you make this phone call for me while I work on these things? So in other words, I'm not sitting there doing nothing. I'm still doing some things, but I just need you to knock this out for me. Can you do this while I do these other things? I appreciate it. Now, it might be painful to ask yourself these questions, but it's important. Tune in to problem situations so you can better understand what is happening. Number two, understand the emotions that lead to the behavior. Understand the emotions that lead to the behavior. So number one, we said on how to overcome this self-sabotage is recognize. Recognize your self-sabotage, self-sabotaging behavior. In other words, take a look within. Take a look within yourself. Here's the part about laziness. Yeah, I'm up now. I woke up. When we procrastinate so much that now we have to get things done, what happens is we begin to murmur and complain. See, we forget the fact of how much time we neglected to get stuff done, right? We neglected that. And now, since we become overwhelmed because we procrastinate, we're just flat out lazy. Now we murmur and complain to people about how we need help. Mm. Mm. Yeah. And so people feel sorry for you, but they don't even know how much time you wasted that you could have got this done yourself. And it wouldn't have been hard whatsoever. Number two. Ooh, move on, Dre. Move on. Understand the emotions that lead to the behavior. Understand. Okay? Because these behaviors often stem from anxiety, anger, and worthlessness. So, for example, you may have deliberately left a report unfinished because your boss blanked you in the corridor, and this made you angry and upset. The event triggered the emotion, which in turn led to self-defeating action. You may not do something because somebody made you mad, so I'm not going to do it. Get out your emotions. Get out your feelings. You're upset because somebody called you out, which was true, about your behavior. So now you want to undermine what needs to be done. We get upset, well, they didn't speak to me. How do you not know that whoever it was could have been deep in thought and it wasn't even intentional? Someone could have been deep in thought about something else and would have been shocked and sorry to realize that they've upset you. I didn't mean to upset you. I didn't know my problem. My mind was somewhere else. But your emotional response doesn't take account for that. We're constantly taking things personal. Bunch of sensitive wimps. They didn't speak to me. I'm feeling some type of way. Why? Did you ask them why? I remember one time I spoke to a coworker and they passed me. My assumption is that they heard me. So instead of me feeling some type of way, I was like, hey, good morning, such and such. Oh, good morning. I'm sorry. I didn't hear you. But we'll get all bent out of shape. So we have to always aim at managing our emotions so that you don't or I don't commit to behaviors that have a negative consequence or that unjustly affects others. So we need to check our warning signs of anger and anxiety before they get out of control. Lazy people want to be served all the time. Lazy people want other people to do stuff for them. Why can't you do it for yourself? And if we're not careful, we will enable them to keep doing what they're doing. Now, eventually, you're going to be frustrated. You are. Number 3. Let's talk about number 3. Those of you who are purpose driven, be careful of those who don't have the same desire or motive, drive. People that's always talking about what you're doing and you're doing this, you're doing that. And you see they ain't doing nothing or little to nothing. Don't. This old song back in the 80s, don't disturb this groove. Don't disturb my groove. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Because the people that are about something, that are doing something, if you really ask them, they might feel like they ain't doing enough. Number 3, spot the thinking or beliefs that cause the emotion. Spot it. So the emotion that led to your negative behavior was caused by irrational thoughts. I'm certified in REBT, which is rational emotive behavior techniques. What it means is to help people think rationally. Because when you think irrational, then you're on a downward spiral. which leads to a manifestation of a physical act that's irrational, all stemming from an irrational thought. So you can't, your emotions. Well, I'm feeling some type of way because they've been ignoring me and I've been in the house all day or this, that, or I've been at work and they done seen me 3 times having spoken. Have you just taken a second or just to think maybe with your needy self, maybe there's some important things that just has their mind locked and focused on something and it's not intentional? Everything's not about you. Everything's not about me. Notice what you say to yourself when you engage in self-sabotaging behavior. Write down all the negative self-talk. However silly or unrealistic it may be, write it down. Why am I triggered? What triggered? Why? Why did I have that behavior? Why did I have that? Why did I think this way? Hmm. The ideal time, ladies and gentlemen, to do this is when you're engaged in that behavior. Monitor your stream of consciousness. I like that. Monitor your stream of consciousness and write it down. So you might catch, if you catch yourself thinking, I'm such a failure, write it down. So this illustration about the boss not talking to the individual, whatever, and that person like, I'm such a failure. My boss has probably reached the end of their patience with me. Really? How did you get all that? Because they didn't speak? We create false narratives in our head. And we'll take that false narrative, take it as a reality, then we'll go murmur and complain to somebody else. And if they don't have enough sense, they're going to look at the boss side eye or the family member side eye because you have a wrong perception that you believe is real. So when you know what your negative self-talk is, ask yourself, what deeper belief lies behind this self-sabotaging thinking? So what is the root of why you think the way you think? Are these beliefs rational? Are they based on clear facts? Hmm. Yeah. Number 4. We're gonna change it. We're gonna change our behaviors. We're gonna change our emotions. We're gonna change our thoughts. That's what we're gonna do. We have to break this cycle. See, all this correlates into yesterday's overcoming the fear of failure. So as you become aware, as we let's do this as a group effort here. So as we become aware of our negative thoughts and behaviors and emotions that trigger the self-sabotage, then we can begin to challenge them. And if we can change one of these 3 aspects, the other 2 would change more easily. Challenge negative thinking with logical, positive affirmations. Turn your assumptions around and gain some much needed perspective. Hmm. Then watch this, link the new positive self talk to what you can accomplish and what you want to achieve. So when your skills and your beliefs and your behaviors are aligned, you can create the mental, emotional, and physical states necessary to do whatever you set your mind to do. Andre Dimitri, forward see, believe I can do whatever I set my mind to, and the only person that can interrupt that is me. Then I have to ask myself, why did I not complete that? Why did I not finish that? I'm feeling my preaching, coaching mode coming on. Shante, good morning. I was about to go back to bed after this one. I might just flow right into wisdom now. And then get a quick nap because I'm sleepy. Why am I sleepy? Because I don't go to bed at a decent time. 1:30, 2 o'clock. Alarm's going off at 6. That's self-destructive. It is. I'm telling on myself. Because my body needs the proper rest. There's some places I got to go this afternoon. There's some reading because there's a homework assignment due before midnight tomorrow. I want to get it done tonight. I have a meeting at 6 o'clock. I got another meeting tomorrow at 6 o'clock. Got to take the wife somewhere this afternoon. All these things. Supposed to go to the chiropractor at noon. All these. So time, but I'm going to run myself down because why? Andre didn't get the proper amount of sleep. Self-defeating. See, I can tell myself. Maybe what I'm saying can be more relatable when I tell on me. So what am I doing? Then I'm pumping caffeine. I'm pumping, McDonald's, caramel iced coffee with espresso. I'm buying cold Mountain Dew Cold Red. Stay up. But what is that doing to my body? You see, self-defeating, self-destructing. I'm telling on myself. Got caught up on my show. I'm glad there's no more seasons. Truth be told, Apple TV, 3 series. It is awesome. It is awesome. Octavia Spencer, she's good. And Mekhi Phifer, great show. Watch this. Simply changing your behavior is unlikely to beat your self-sabotage habit in the long term if you don't also change the emotions and thoughts that lie behind it. So you can't do one without the other two. It's going to be short-lived. Okay? It's going to be short-lived. So what we got to do? The behavior, the emotions, and the thoughts. It starts with the thought. The thought activates the emotion, and the emotion activates the behavior. That's the downward spiral. That's the irrational emotional behavior. Irrational. We want it to be rational. Have you ever heard something from somebody and you instantly connect your emotions with their emotions? And they might not even be telling you all the facts. So now you feeling some type of way. Now you throwing on your coat and your shoes and all this other stuff, and now you about to run down there. I ain't gonna let nobody mess with my cousin. I ain't gonna let nobody mess with my sister. Now you ready to fight and all this other stuff, and they could have been the one that instigated the whole thing. I've seen parents take the side of their children. I know my child's telling the truth. All right, let's roll back the camera. Now, how you feel? You just acted a fool up in here. Like children don't lie, and children don't tell the truth. Come on. I need to calm down, Shantae. I need to calm down. So. This is a family here, like Mo, Larry, and Curly. The three behaviors, emotions, thoughts, they have to change. They have to change. Challenge your negative thinking with logical, positive affirmations. Turn your assumptions. That's what they are, your assumptions. You know what they say about the word assume. Turn your assumptions around and gain some much needed perspective. Your perspective is wrong. Clean your glasses. We wear glasses because our vision needs adjustment. So our lenses is like another set of eyes. So like back in the day, we used to call you're a four-eyed fool. You four-eyed, you can't see. You got four eyes. We were so cruel. And not as cruel as we were as people are now. But when your glasses are dirty and you can't see and you need them to see, what do? You take your glasses off and you clean them. That's what we need to do with our perspective. We need to make sure that we're cleansing our mind so that we can see and process properly with the right thoughts, with the right emotions, so that we can have the right behavior. Man, this is good. So once again, so we want to link this new positive self-talk to what we can accomplish and what we can achieve. Then that way, when our skills and our beliefs and our behaviors all align, they coming into proper alignment, then we can create the mental, emotional, and physical states necessary to do whatever you set your mind to do. I don't measure myself up against anybody but me. There are people out there I can learn from, I can listen to. There's a guy out there. God, what is his name? Shantae, I'm gonna let you know. And I found him from listening to Greg Talks on wisdom. Is it Byron? Myron Golden. Myron Golden. He went from poverty to a millionaire. Those are the people I want to read about. He charges per hour $25,000. Go to his website. Yeah. I got to order his book. Matter of fact, there's a little clip on his website. Check out his quotes. Just do Myron Golden quotes. I want to make sure. Let me make sure I'm saying his name right. Oh, yeah. He's been on TED Talk, everything. Yeah. MyronGolden.com. His one book, he came out in 2000. He teaches about money, business growth, all that stuff. Yeah. And he's a man of God. I love it. He's a man of God. Myron Golden. Instantly he comes up. Some things we don't have to create. Some people have already done it. We just need to learn the tools. How bad do you want it? How bad do you want it? Everybody is not meant to affect thousands or millions of people. But watch this. Everybody don't know Myron Golden. I just came into the knowledge of who he was. By me, on my board, it says, where's it at? Go live on wisdom. And just so happened to listen to Greg talk. He's a cool dude. I like him. And he mentioned his name because he mentioned this quote. And I'm like, oh my God, that's good. So I messaged him. What's his name? What's that guy's name you said? And I looked him up. We have to learn to invest in ourselves if you want to be better. I got this book. Like you would know. Oh my God, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it, Andre? All right. Watch this. Because I love studying about the mind and why people think. I had this book in my wish list for a good year. Dark Psychology, 6 books in one. It's an Amazon bestseller. It talks the introduction to psychology, how to analyze people, Lord knows. There's a chapter on manipulation, dark psychology secrets. Here you go, Shantae. Emotional intelligence and cognitive behavior therapy. That's me all day. And watch this. And the narcissistic abuse. All that in this book. And this book was only like $34. But everything's a time. It's a time. It's a time. So on top of doing school, I got birthdays next week. I got after this week, it's 2 more weeks of school. And then I'm gonna take the rest of the summer off and go back in the fall. I'm gonna read some of this. I got my own books I gotta publish. You know? Somehow, somewhere, I get the wife to some water or something before she drive me crazy. But this is what I'm talking about. I don't mean to go off on a tangent, but this is what I'm talking about. That's why we have a beautiful mind, and it's terrible to waste. Don't waste your mind. The late Dr. Miles Monroe says, you know what the scripture says is that the people perish for a lack of knowledge. But if we read past it, it's because they're rejecting knowledge. And he used this illustration. Watch this, Shante. He said, every time we drive past a library, we are rejecting knowledge. Do you know how much knowledge is in the library? I think he said he would read, I think, 5 books a month, 4 books a month, or something like that. I just have a problem being consistent reading the Bible. And we talking about all these other books. I'm being real. Being real. But this is, oh man. Number 5. Let's do number 5. We're almost done, y'all. We're almost done. Develop self-supporting behaviors. Shantae, I'm trying to get done before you go to work. And thank everybody for sharing. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Let me know where you're watching, listening from. Talking about, you see a rolling across the screen, overcoming self-defeated behavior, or I did that twice. Jesus help me. Ain't nobody say nothing. Like, Andre, fix your banner at the bottom. And I spelled that wrong. Self-sabotage, y'all. Here we go. Come on, Grammarly, help me out. All right. Develop self-supporting behaviors. So once we've identified and begun to defeat the false rationale for our self-sabotaging behaviors, now we can start to rebuild our self-esteem. So watch these questions I'm about to hit you with. What can you say to yourself that is positive or encouraging? If you got pen or paper, if you're driving, don't do this, but write it down. What can you say to yourself today within the next 15 minutes that is positive or encouraging? I'm going to say to myself, so, Andre, you are an overcomer. Blessings, Miss Brown. Andre, you are an overcomer. What positive word can you say to yourself or phrase? What can you say to encourage yourself? I'm an overcomer. The thing is, I know I am, because I've been through some stuff. I have had such self-defeated behaviors for a long period of time. It's a blessing God did not allow me to die in my mess. Oh, Father, I thank you. Next question. What options do you have? Is there more than one way to achieve your goal? What's funny was there was something I said I was going to do to give me more certification, to enhance my resume, to enhance my financial. It was only going to be a week long, and I forgot all about it till it hit me last night. And so I'm like, okay, Andre, when do you plan on doing this with everything else that you're doing? So I have a time slotted in my mind. First of all, it has to be after the gathering next week. I'm going to the library because I want to do some workshops on help me, why am I so angry? That's the theme of it. Help me, why am I so angry? I'm going to do that in the public library. I'm going to at least do 2 of those before school comes back in. So yeah. So there's a certification that I want. It doesn't take long. I think about 40 hours really. But I want to go get it. 8 hours a day. So I can, once I get some other things done and out the way, then I can focus on this. Because I won't have no schooling, this big conference for next week. All those things out the way, and then it frees me up to gain more knowledge. So what options do you have? Is there more ways to achieve your goal? The other question is, can you build self-confidence by setting and achieving smaller goals? Smaller goals. I got another confirmation email this morning that Wayne State University got another one of my transcripts. Working on a master plan. Coach Dre is working on a master plan. And I want to say this because I feel the need to say this, not out of flesh. Don't discredit yourself. And here's a self-sabotaging thought right here. I should have been doing this a long time ago. That is a self-defeating thought. You're doing it at the right time, at the right place, because you're ready to do it now. You are mentally ready to do it right now. So you are at the right time and the right place. That's the if I coulda, woulda, shoulda type thing. No. Because if you would have done it early, ain't no telling what would happen. You may not have been prepared. You may not have been mentally ready. It's so many different scenarios. So why even waste that thought process? Man, if I'd have done this before, I'd have been further ahead. You don't know that. That's hindsight talking. You don't know that. Some of the greatest people became great in their later years. I am great and becoming greater in my later years. Yeah. My voice will be prominent in the region that I'm in. That's another affirmation. Good morning. Good morning, Pastor Christopher, mighty man of God in Alabama. So, can you build self-confidence by setting and achieving smaller goals on your way to achieving the bigger ones? This goes back to the same thing. We got the big picture. And that big picture, that big dream can be overwhelming. So how can I achieve that? We got to break it down into weeks, days, weeks, months, and then strategically break down each day of how to accomplish each one. My wife says she's going to teach on strategic mapping because that's what it's going to take to do that. Okay, now these answers that you got from your 3 questions, come up with a message that inspires you to move in a positive direction. For example, here's one. Even though I may not complete this project on time, I know that I have the resources and skills I need to get me through. When I start to tackle the project, I know I will release a lot of the stress and anxiety I've been carrying around while I've been procrastinating. Let me read that example again. That's what I'm hearing you say. Watch this. Okay, say you had say there's something you need to do, you've been wanting to do, but you've been procrastinating, you've been lazy. It's amazing how we get upset when somebody calls us lazy, but the truth is, look at your actions and look at how much you achieved. If it's nothing, then you've been lazy. You've been procrastinating, you've been lazy. Don't get all emotional. Don't be having an EBM. I ain't use that word. I ain't used some letters in a long time. EBM. You know what EBM means? Let me tell you what EBM means. Emotional bowel movement. You all wrapped up in your emotions. EBM. You having an EBM. Dre, you having an EBM. Let's flush that out. Let's flush that out. All right, here's the example again. You had this project you've been procrastinating on, right? No, you got to do it. Now, it don't have to be a project. It could be something that you know you got to. I got a deadline tomorrow to do my post this particular homework assignment. So I got more than 24 hours. How am I going to use 36 hours, whatever, to get this done? I got to read it first and get it done. Even though I may not complete the project on time, I know that I have the resources and skills I need to get me through. Do you see the positivity? Do you see the positivity that in this example they're speaking to themselves? First of all, they acknowledge I might not get this on time, but I know I have the resources and the skills I need to get me through. That's positive self-talk, building their self-confidence. Then they say, when I start to tackle the project, I know I will release a lot of stress and anxiety, because the more we delay, the more stress builds, the more the anxiety builds. So once you get started, there's a release. Whew, I'm finally getting this started. And all of this you've been carrying because you were procrastinating. Yes, woman of God. Yes. Emotional meltdown. Right. You have an EBM. You have an EBM. So here's some key points. And I'm done. I'm done right here. Self-sabotage undermines your success despite your own desires, dreams, and values. It often stems from low self-esteem, negative self-talk, and related negative emotions. Okay? Your self-defeating behavior, this self-sabotage, stems from low self-esteem, negative self-talk, and related negative emotions. Everything's negative here. It's going downhill, which are continually reinforced by the resulting of failure. So you and I can beat self-sabotage by monitoring our behaviors, our feelings, our thoughts, and beliefs about ourselves, and challenging these things when they stand between us and the goals that we want to achieve. When a thought comes, is this thought destructive to where I want to go? Ask yourself that. Did I just have a self-defeating thought? Cast it away. Cast it away. See, because once we understand what is behind the self-sabotage that we're doing, then we can develop a positive self-supporting behaviors to keep us on the right track. Okay? This is the summary of the conclusion. So you can you can beat this self-sabotage by monitoring your behaviors, your feelings, your thoughts, and belief systems about yourself. Let me say this. My car, right? I got it last year. Man, oh wow, it's been a year. It's 2016, Buick Cross. Love it, love it, love it. She's been good to me. Put some miles on her. But in my mind, I want to treat her. I want to treat it with respect. You know what I'm saying? I want to take care of it. I want to be good to it. I want to make sure the oil change. I want to make sure I do the things that it needs to do. I want to be faithful to it, responsible, accountable to it. And that's even keeping it clean, getting it detailed every once in a while, making sure the trash is out. It's a luxury vehicle. Why would I want to treat it like a hoopty? But even if you got a hoopty, you want to treat it like it's a luxury car. So then when you get the luxury car, you already know how to treat it. Or maybe it's an upper class car, whatever. But I know when I went on the line, and the guy gave me my choices of what cars I could have. And he was talking about the Ford Fusion, loaded, all this other stuff. I don't want cloth seats. I ain't want a $600 payment either. And he said, I think this is going to be the car for you. And he walked me out to it. I said, oh my God, he's here. He said, here, take it for a ride. Oh yeah, this is class. All the bells and whistles. So God, you're good. So I can't tear it up and be destructive with it. I want it to be clean, so if people get in the back seat, I ain't got to move stuff around. Hold on, I got to move stuff around before you sit down. No, there's some stuff in the back seat that I move now. These are the things I just stay conscious of, So it's just like the things I want to achieve, the things I want to achieve in life. My desk, I did some rearranging in my office bedroom here, so it could be more user friendly. One of the bad things about me, I'm a paper junkie. I don't know why. Always been. I need a file cabinet. I'm going to pick one up. But now I have this big open space when you walk in the room, so it doesn't look so cluttered. It looks more like, yeah, okay. I can feel this. Because what's your work environment? Is it cluttered or you can't find? Well, most people when they clutter, they can find what they want to look for. That's why you don't want nobody cleaning your stuff. Like hoarders, they don't want you touching their stuff. They know where everything is, even though it's on top of one another. What's wrong, Shante? So yeah. So let's not let our thoughts stand between our goals. Those negative, self-destructive thoughts. Let's not do that. Let's not do that. All right, I'm done. Oh, this is good. This is good. So this afternoon, 12 noon, join my wife, Coach A. She's going to be live. I don't know where she's coming from, which way she's coming, but she's going to come. Okay. Tomorrow, we're going to build on this. We're going to build on this. Yes, we are. Let me go back. So all this we're building on from yesterday. I think that's what we're going to do right there. Y'all want to talk about procrastination? I think that's what we need to do. We need to talk about progression. Yeah, tomorrow's Wednesday. Let's talk about, are you a procrastinator? The first step in stopping procrastination is to recognize that you're doing it. Because that contributes to the self-sabotage. It's a short lesson tomorrow, I believe. So yeah, we're gonna do that tomorrow. We're gonna talk about procrastination, and then on Thursday we're gonna talk about negative self-talk. because all those things will fit in. And we'll conclude on Free Me Friday. I don't know what I'm gonna talk about Friday, but last Friday was it was something else. Last Friday was something else. So yeah. Okay. All right. All right. All right. So those of you who are not on wisdom, what's wrong, Shante? Talk to me. You give me all these emojis. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna talk about what did I just say. We're gonna talk about procrastination tomorrow. And then Thursday, we're gonna talk about negative self-talk. It's a good little series to talk about. That'd be a nice little workshop. Yeah. I think I'm gonna make a little, yeah, let me put together something on that. So yeah. So we're gonna do I better write this down. So we're gonna talk about Wednesday. We're gonna talk about procrastination. Thursday, we're gonna talk about self-talk, negative self-talk. And then we're gonna come up with something upbeat on Friday. This is upbeat too. Maybe a little hard because we see ourselves in this, but once we see ourselves, that's the beginning of the victory. That's the beginning of the victory. Huh? Sun is out. And that's the beginning of the victory. All right, all right. All right. So I did join me on the wisdom app. It's Dr. underscore Andre. Love it. We had a great conversation yesterday. Oh, my wife is up. Good morning. Wonderful conversation. I talked the same thing, and a couple of people. Well, one person came on twice, and then my buddy Greg Talk came on. But on the wisdom, that's the wisdom app. Some good conversations there. Good conversations going on. So I'm building that audience there, building followers on there as well. So my wife will be on at noon, like I said before. Last night, if you missed the A team, we talked about what does it mean to be expected. Really good last night. So I encourage you to go back and watch that in your leisure. If you can't find it, let me know, and I'll send it to you. And our gathering is next week. It is next week. So we're excited about that. How did my camera leave? And that's not the right camera. Not the camera I want. Here we go. So we're excited. If you want to attend, and there's still time, it ends this Saturday. Still time for you to register. $65. It also includes you into the gala as well. We got some awesome teachers. We got some people coming in from all, across the United States coming in next week. We are in great expectation. We are optimistic, and we're being very persistent in this gathering 2023. So we're excited. We're excited about what the Lord is going to do. And so from all the pushback that we've been getting, I know the Lord going to do something. I know he is. That number right there on your screen, 586-300-2541. That is the information. Shante, if you're still able, can you post all the information that you had set? I would greatly appreciate it. Right, it's going to be awesome. Yes, it is. That 586-300-2541. There's three options. Option number one is the Gatekeepers Ministry. If you are looking for a ministry where you can experience God for yourself, then you need to contact us. You need to contact us. You want to see signs, wonders, and miracles. You want to see deliverance, all that other stuff. See, I gotta be good here. The kingdom of God is deliverance. You don't have to have deliverance in your name. We're a deliverance ministry. No, the kingdom alone delivers people, sets you free. Anyway, Something about words that does something to me now. Um, so yeah, definitely get in contact with us. We're kicking off next Thursday. We are in the Holiday Inn. We are in the Holiday Express Inns and Suites in Sterling Heights, Michigan, on 15 Mile Road. It's adjacent to the parking lot of the MJR Marketplace Theater. Um, so join us there. We start off Friday morning. We kick off at 8 a.m. And it's just going to be a marvelous time. Them 3 days going to be a marvelous time. We got two services on Sunday, one at 9 a.m. At the hotel, and then 3 p.m. at our normal location. So yeah, I'm preaching that morning. My wife is preaching that afternoon. I don't want to do double duty. I can't. Don't want to. Amen. She can bring the word, so we're gonna let her bring the word. Yes, we are. Let me see this one. Shantae, this is the one we got to change to 7 a.m. We got 7 p.m., but it's actually 7. It's 7 a.m., y'all. Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. Okay. So don't forget to like and share me on Facebook at Sound Mind Coaching. Subscribe on the YouTube channel at Sound Mind Coaching. Follow me on Instagram at Coach AD Fullwood. You can contact me, like I said, the number 586-300-2541. It's okay. It's all right. No biggie. No biggie. Option 2, the Gatekeepers Ministry. Option 1, if you've been through divorce, been through some hard relationships, and you're having a problem recovering, then you need to get in contact with option 3, which is my wife, Coach Angela. All right. That's her specialty. That's her lane. Okay. That ain't her only lane, but that's her lane as far as her life coaching. Okay. Sound Mind Coaching with Coach Andre. Here's my email, coachfullwood@gmail.com. Visit the website, soundmindcoaching.net. I need to revamp that anyway, but there's some information there. And then set up a date for, stay tuned for Eventbrites, things like that, where I set up workshops, Sound Mind Coaching. And what is MMC? I am a certified master mindset coach in cognitive behavior, rational emotive behavior, emotional intelligence, forgiveness. Yeah, that's what I had to go through, all those courses to become a certified master mindset. So yeah, that's me. Midday Moments with my wife comes at noon, and I believe that's it. I mean, for right now. So yeah, thank you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for watching. Share this. Today was very good. It was very good. Yesterday was good, but today was good as well. So I appreciate you. My line. I have a beautiful mind. Remember I said earlier, let's say something positive. Say something encouraging about yourself. Say, I have a beautiful mind. I have a beautiful mind. And it would be terrible to waste. And I'm not going to waste it. I am not going to waste my mind. You know the old saying, a mind is a terrible thing to waste? No. But we altered that. I altered that. I have a beautiful mind. I have a sound mind. Sound mind coach. I have a sound mind. I have self-control. It would be terrible for me to waste it. Don't waste your mind. Don't let it go to waste. Have a growth mindset, not a fixed mindset. Stay teachable. Stay teachable. Because you never know who you're going to have to help down the road. Stay teachable. Obtain knowledge. Don't perish for a lack of knowledge because you refuse to gain knowledge. That's how we perish. They perish for a lack of knowledge because they rejected knowledge. We only say the first part of that verse. We don't cover the meaning of the verse because it says that after the colon. The colon, what comes after the colon, explains the first part of the sentence. It's because they rejected knowledge. You want to grow, you want to change, but you don't want to learn. You don't want to renew your mind. So you're going to reject information and knowledge that can help you change to be the person you know that you can be. So, yeah, you just rejected knowledge. Okay, thank you, daughter. Appreciate that. 7 a.m. 7 a.m. It's good to have help. It's good to have people who believe in what you're doing. And Shantae is a steady student. she's a good student of self-improvement, and she's going to do great things. She's going to do great things. Yes, she is. Yes, she is. Yeah, you're gonna be a powerful speaker too. Yeah, you're gonna be able to help people come out of the shyness, the timidness, the fear, the fear. You're gonna come out of that. That's why you're teaching next week. All right, y'all. I gotta go. Gotta get out of here. Yes, she is. That's right. There's right. There's backup right there, Shantae. There's backup. Mom said right there. Yep. Y'all gonna be like, y'all remember Shantae? She was so shy and timid and quiet. But when she opened her mouth, she's like a lion. People are like, whoa, where'd she come from? That's what it's gonna be like. All right, y'all. I gotta go. Love you guys. Noon, less than 3.5 hours. Coach A, and I'll make sure she's on time. Bye.